Good morning, student. Today we will discuss our ninth unit, Psychology and Sports. Psychology, it is derived from the two words psyche and logo. Psyche means soul and logo means study. So psychology means study of soul. But today psychology is considered as science of behavior, means study of human behavior. These definitions has passed through many stages. First, psychology is known as study of soul, but we can't study the soul. So this concept is rejected and the new concept form, that is study of mind, science of consciousness of mind. Then again this concept is also rejected because we can't study the mind. Therefore, the new concept was created, that is study of behavior. So psychology is study of human behaviors. According to Woodward, psychology is scientific study of human activity in relation to environment, means study of human activity, his activity in the environment, so that we understand about his mind. And definitions of sports psychology. What is the definition? What is the meaning of sports psychology? Sports psychology. Psychology, it is a branch of applied psychology which deal with sports performance and behavior of a player during training and competitions. Means psychology, sports psychology, it is a part of applied psychology. Psychology, it is the study of human behavior, and sports psychology means study of behavior of a sports person during training and competitions, so that we can understand about his behavior and modify his behavior according to the needs of the situation and optimize the benefit for better performance and excellence. This is known as psychology. Okay, psychology in sports means study of behavior of sports persons in training and competitions, so that we understand his behavior and change his behavior, modify his behavior according to the needs of the situation, so that his performance can be improved. Today, the importance of sports psychology is increasing because today the competitions are becoming tough and there is lot of pressure, lot of stress over the players. Players use new technique, new equipment, etc. Therefore, there is too much stress over the players. So, sports psychology, the importance of sports psychology is felt to relieve the stress of the sports persons and modify his behavior for high performance. The objective of sports psychology also help the coach to make the best selections of the players and also guide the coach as well as players. Player for various stress situations, it's hard to motivate the players to perform better, etc. This is the meaning of sports psychology. Okay, psychology, it is derived from the two words psyche and logo. Psyche means soul and logo means study. So psychology means study of human behaviors. Previously, psychology is known as study of souls, but today psychology is study of human behavior. By studying his behavior, we understand about a person. And sports psychology means study of behavior of a sports person during training and competition, so that we can understand the behavior of a sports person and modify his behavior according to the needs of the situations. What are the importance of sports psychology? First importance is improve performance. Sports psychology helps to improve performance because the knowledge of psychology helps to know about the persons. Okay, sports psychology helps to know about the persons. Therefore, we can modify his behavior. Motivations and feedback. Sports psychology helps in providing the motivations and feedback to the performance of our players, and also we give counseling to the players. Sports psychology helps in providing counseling to the sports persons so that we can motivate the sports persons. It also help in guiding the sports persons, etc. Check over declining performance. Knowledge of sports psychology helps to control and check over the declining performance. Okay, with the help of sports psychology, we can understand, we can find out the region of decline in performance of a player. What is the reason for decrease in his performance? We can understand, we can find out, and we can solve the problem. Understanding the learning rate. The knowledge of psychology helps to understand the learning rate, learning curve, development patterns, etc. Modifying behaviors. Sports psychology helps to understand the behavior of a sports person. Therefore, we can also modify the behavior of a sports person for the better improvement. Helps in improvement in results and bring better adjustment in various situation. Improve mental ability. Sports psychology helps to improve mental ability because through sports psychology we can understand about his mind. So it's help to develop his mental ability, develop his personality, control behavior during competition. During competitions, there is lot of stress. There is lot of stress in athletes. With the help of sports psychology, we can control the behavior. We can control his stress during the competitions. It also helps the player to deal with the spectators and crowd. Due to spectators and crowd also, there is too much pressure over the players, and sports psychology helps to control the behavior of a persons, and better result can be possible. Overcoming the stress. Knowledge of sports psychology helps to overcome the stress of the players, develop confidence, develop good relationship. Sports psychology promote close relationship with others team members. Understanding the needs. Sports psychology helps to understand the needs of a sports person. Better selection. With the help of sports psychology, better selection can be possible because with the help of sports psychology, the teachers or the coach understand about the players. He can easily understand, he can easily read his mind, read his behavior. So it's help in better selection of our players, better training methods. Every individual is unique. Therefore, every individual needs different training methods, and sports psychology help to find out which training methods is better. Improve coaching skill. Knowledge of sports psychology improve the coaching, training and teaching skill. Thus, effective training learning take place. These are the some importance of sports psychology. Okay, sports psychology, psychology, combination of two words, psyche and logos. Psyche means soul and logo means study. So psychology means study of soul, but today psychology is known as study of behavior. By studying his behavior, we can study about his mind. And sports psychology means study of behavior. Next is growth and development. What is the difference between growth and development? Usually, the terms growth and development are often interchanged, but these are two different concepts. Growth means increase in size, shape, length, weight, height, etc. Means, for example, when the body or any part is described as growth, means it become heavier, its length become increase, etc. Okay, so thus we can say that the terms growth of arms, brain, muscles or the body is in general simple means growth means increase or addition in size, height, length or weight, and growth can be measured. For examples, growth of a height means it can be measured. Growth can be measured, it is only measured. Okay, growth means increase in size, height, length. When we say that growth of arms means increase in the length of the arms, increase and development means qualitative change in quality, change in character, change in functioning. Okay, development means it is a qualitative change. Growth is quantitative change, and development means change in quality, उसके quality में change होना, change in character, change in functioning. Developments means change in shape, form or structures so as to improve in working or functioning. Growth and development go side by side. Next is difference between growth and development. What is the difference between growth and development? First, growth growth is used in purely physical terms. Growth is physical terms. Developments, it generally refers to change in size, length, height, weight of an individual which can be measured. That is, it is a qualitative change. Development means overall change in shape, form, structures, resulting in improved working or functioning. Development helps in improved working or functioning. It is a overall change, and development, it is a qualitative change in quality or characters rather than quantitative aspect. Okay, growth, it is a quantitative change in quantity, and development, it is a qualitative change in characters, quality, and it implied overall change. Growth is one aspect of development process. Growth is one aspect, one part of development, but development, it is a wider part. It is a wider and never ending terms. Development, it refers to overall change in an individual. Growth does not continue throughout the life. It stops when maturity has attained. Growth does not continue throughout the life. It stops when the maturity has been attained. But development, it continues throughout the life from birth till death. Okay, development, it is a continuous process. It is continuous throughout the life. Growth does not continue throughout the life. It stops when maturity has been attained. But development, it is a continuous process. Growth described as change which take place in a particular aspect of the body and behavior of an individual, that is physical or physiological change. And development, it is a whole change, it is a complete change in an individual. Change produced by growth, whatever the change is produced by growth on the subject, it is measurement. Okay, growth can be measured, they are quantified, but development, it can't be measured. Development matures, physical aspect, maturity has been attained. And fifth is improvement in functioning, the change produced by growth. Growth may or may not bring development. Okay, growth may or may not bring development. For example, a child grow, that is increase in weight of a child by becoming increase in weight of a child, but it is not necessary that this increase in weight helps in development change. Okay, growth can be possible without development. For example, increase in weight of a child, but this growth may not bring functional improvement, that is qualitative change. Okay, so growth can be possible without development. In the same manner, development is also possible without growth. For example, improving in functioning of his body system. Okay, increase in functioning of his body system, but this improve in functioning of his body system does not bring increase in height, increase in size, etc. Okay, so development is also possible without growth. For example, if the child does not gain the height, if is not gain weight, it does not means that the development stop. Development is continuous. Development, there will be the development in physicals, social, emotional, intellectuals, etc. And development, growth, it is a cellulose, it can be measured. Development, it is a functional and it can't be measured. It is a subjective interpretation of one change. This is the difference between growth and development. Okay, next is developmental characteristic. What are the developmental characteristic at different stages of growth and development? First thing is, growth and development goes side by side. It is never ending process. It continues throughout the life from birth till death. It starts from conception period and goes up to the death. Thus, it is continuously taking place. Okay, growth and development, it is a continuous process. It starts from birth and continues throughout the life. It is never ending process and it is continuously changing take place, that is physical change, psychological change, emotional change, etc. So growth, it is a physical change which can be measured and viewed. Growth means increase in size, weight, etc. And development means qualitative change. Change in quality, characters. For examples, gaining maturity, advanced, progressive change, etc. Thus, development consists of series of progressive process. Development, it is a qualitative change, and the different stages of growth and developments are prenatal stage, that is from conception till birth, infancy or we can say babyhood stage from birth to 2 years, early childhood stage, that is from 3 to 6 years, later childhood stage 7 to 12 years, adolescence from 13 to 19 years, adulthood that is 20 to 60 years, and last old age that is above 60 years. These are the stages of growth and development. Let first stage is prenatal stage. Prenatal stage means from conception till birth. In this stage, uh, the development during this stage occurs within the mother's womb. The development, especially in this stage, growth takes place, and the growth is very rapid in this stage. That is, it starts from single cells to multi systems of the body. So in the first stage, the growth of a child takes place. Therefore, the mother has to take a proper diet for proper growth and development of a child. She has to do a proper medical checkup, follow a doctor advice, remain happy, live in healthy environment, etc. Next is infancy or babyhood stage, that is from birth to 2 years. Babyhood stage from birth to 2 years. In this stage, growth and development, both growth and developments occur in progressive manners. In first stage, growth take place. In second stage, babyhood stage, both the growth and development occurs because in this stage there is increase in height of a child, increase in height, weight, etc. Therefore, there is growth plus development because the child try to coordinate his movement, try to balance over his big muscles, etc. Okay, so in babyhood, both growth and development take place in a progressive manners, and the vocabulary of child is with simple word. And in this stage, the attachment of child toward his mothers is more for his basic needs of thirst and hungers. And at this stage, the child and the parents, especially mothers, should understand the child needs like proper feeding, hygienic environment. Both should be live in hygienic environment, do a proper sleep, rest, proper vaccination at the time of a child, etc. These are the second stage, that is babyhood stage. Third stage is early stage, that is from 3 years to 6 years. Okay, early stage from 3 to 6 years. It is in this stage the growth is slow. Okay, in this stage the growth and development is slow because at this stage the transformation take place. Therefore, both growth and development is slow. In this stage, neuromuscular development is slow. Okay, neuromuscular development is slow. Therefore, there is a weak coordination. There is a weak coordinative ability. The intellectual development is also slow at this stage. Therefore, the learning takes place slowly through cramming, repetition of a word, practice, etc. And his social relationship is only with the close one. Okay, his relationship is with the close one only. This is the early childhood stage. Early childhood stage, that is from 3 to 6 years. In this stage, the growth and development is slow because at this stage there is a transformation of child. The neuromuscular development is slow. Therefore, there is a weak coordinations. Intellectual development is also slow. The learning is take place through cramming, repetitions, etc. And the child should do a multi-activity. He should participate in various activity for proper growth and development. He should do EG and proper sleep, rest. He should play a recreational activity. He should follow hygienic habit, etc. Next is later childhood stage. Later childhood stage, that is from 7 to 12 years. बस 5 मिनट और. Later childhood stage, that is from 7 to 12 years. In this stage, growth is slow but development is fast. Okay, in this stage, growth is slow whereas development is very rapid. Muscle, that is development, that is muscle gain strength, flexibility, endurance, speed. Okay, development is fast in this stage. Development of his muscle strength, his neuromuscular coordinations is also improved. Intellectual development is come through repetitions. His social development, intellectual development, it come through repetitions. He learn through repetitions. And social development come through family members and friend. His social development, it's come through family members and friends. In this stage there is an emotional change, therefore his interaction towards his friend is more as compared to family members. And at this stage 7 to 12 years, the child has lots of energy, therefore he should participate in physical activity also. And we should give good hygienic habit, proper guide them properly. Good education should be given, guided. Moral value should be taught, logical explanations, etc. And we should provide them healthy and hygienic environment for our physical activity. This is the later childhood stage. Okay, 7 to 12 years. At this stage, growth is slow, okay, but development is fast. Next is adolescent stage. This is the stage from 13 to 19 years. It is a very challenging period for parents, because in this stage the childhood stage finish and the child maturity stage start. Okay, adolescent stage, the childhood stage complete, and the it is a mature teenager stage. At this stage the child has knowledge, but there is practical knowledge is less. Due to this, the parents should take a proper care of a child wants to live independent. At this stage, child want freedom, want to live independent. They consider themselves to take responsibility like adults, and the sex difference is prominent and brings sex consciousness. And at this stage also many changes take place related to social, psychological, and at this stage they give more importance to friends and neglect family. We should provide them good diet, heavy physical workout. 13 to 19 years, they have more energy. Teenagers, they have lot of energy, therefore they should do a heavy physical workout. Creative idea, logical explanation, they have knowledge, but we should give them logical explanations. Good friend, they should contact with the good friend. Teenagers should be motivated to develop moral value, controlling their emotion, proper use of finance, time, etc. This is the adolescence. These are the stages of growth and development. Okay, development characteristic at different stages. Stage of growth and development, that is prenatal stage, infancy, early childhood, later childhood, adolescence, adulthood, and old age. Prenatal stage, that is from conception till birth. At this stage, growth take place. both growth and development, but at this stage the growth is more. And in second stage is babyhood stage, that is from birth to 2 years. At this stage both growth and developments take place in a progressive manners, because there is increase in height of a child, weight. The child also try to coordinate his body, try to balance himself, etc. And second is early childhood stage. Early childhood stage, that is from 3 to 6 years. In this stage both growth and development is slow, because at this stage there is transformation of a child take place. The neuromuscular development is slow, therefore the growth and development is slow at this stage. The intellectual development, learning, weak coordinations, etc. Later childhood stage, that is from 7 to 12 years. In this stage growth is slow but development is fast, like he has more strength, endurance, flexibility, coordinative ability, etc. And in this development, that is intellectual development, etc., but growth is slow. And the last, that is adolescence from 13 to 19 years, teenage, that is delicate period, most challenging period for the parents due to lack of experience, okay, most challenging period. Therefore the parents has to take care of the child and should guide the child properly, etc. And they should participate in a creative activity, participate in a physical activity, creative activity, live in a hygienic environment, uh, proper use of time, finance, etc. We have this complete the stage of growth and development.